guys, welcome back to another Let's Make a Mario game video or episode. In the last episode or last video, we made we started doing the project setup. And I know in this video I promised you guys we're gonna do like player movement kind of thing, but I just realized something. that this engine that I gave you guys, it does not contain one of the classes that I'm gonna need. I thought it had it already, but it does not. So we will be creating that in this video. I was planning on doing it on my own time, but then again I was like, well, we're making this project together, so why not do this class together? So basically this class is basically the entity class, and I know that's something we need not do, it does not have, so we will need that. And basically how I'm be basing off this entity class is that it's gonna be mostly a component kind of thing. So it's basically be having having components in there, and that's how we can be doing all this stuff. So what we can do, so we wanna go to our OpenGL 4.0 engine, go into source, and we wanna add a class. We are gonna call it entity. And make sure in here you may pass it in the source folder. Pass it in as a source folder. So now we have this class. We're gonna go in here. We're gonna have the entity stuff that we need. Header stuff. Header things. Okay. And we're gonna close it off with the end if. So in here, we're gonna remove this. And we can add it as a private variable. Let's see what this thing is gonna need. Oh, you know what? That's another thing that we do not have. We don't have vector classes either. Dang, I completely forgot about adding all this stuff. Okay. Well, you know what? Just leave this for now. Let's add another class. So we want to add class. We can create a simple vector3 class. Vector3. And we can pass in the source folder. See, this is something I wish I should have done earlier, but then again, it's good so that we can do this together. We're able to do. Oh, vector3 already exists. Really? How does it exist already? I think I might have created it. No. I don't see it anywhere. How does it exist already? Interesting. I do not see it here anywhere. RSV. Huh. Interesting. You know what? Let's call it, I don't really like calling it that. Let's call it C vector. I don't know. I don't know why it says I have it. But let's call it C, or whatever you guys want to call it, as long as you guys know that it's a vector3 class. So, why can I highlight that? So we want to do this if and def, C vector3. Copy that. So we're gonna create something really quick here. We're gonna have private variables. We're gonna have a float x, float m, and we will be building this class as we go. So right now I may not have any functions or anything, or besides the getter functions and setter functions. But let's see, we have a float x, float y, float z. Copy this. And just do that. We want to do this too, by the way. That'll be easier. By default, it's set to that. We have a void set. Call it set, and this float x equals that, float y equals that, and float z equals that. We're gonna have just really quick functions that we can need. We're set x, set y, set z. Close this. Set z. Just make sure you remove all of this stuff that you don't need. I just call this y, z. There's no point in setting it as 0. Well, yeah. Okay, we have that. We need to get the getter functions for these. Const float get x. Const float get y. Oh. Yeah, we do actually. Make sure we get the reference out of that instead of the value. Const float get z. So we have all of these functions that we need to create. Function declare that in the getter functions. Declare that. Okay, great. So now that we can do, we have that. We're gonna declare mx y and z to equals f. I mean f0. I don't know what the heck I'm talking about. X m y equals y and m z equals z. To do insert return function here. Return mx. Return my. What am I doing? And return mz. Now we have that. I'm gonna copy this. Pass it into this. Copy it in here as well. Remove these two. Copy it in here. Remove the first two, the first and last. And remove the first two. Great. So we have all these functions that we need. What are we gonna do in here? We can include the header. We can include the cvector class. So we're gonna have a cvector and position. Cvector. I'm not sure if I really need the scaling here. But I'll have it in here for now. Scale. And we can have velocity as well. We're gonna have an int ID. Basically, this determines the location of this. What's a good way to define this? ID determines the location of where it is located in the array. We will create a array manager, entity manager. We will create like an array of these, and this will tell me what ID it's on. Well, basically what element it's gonna be on. Basically, it'll be easier to find it, you know. Excuse me. So we got position, scale, velocity. We have an int. Something of course I don't want to forget. We have an initialize. void update float dt void render, which I gotta figure out what the heck can I be including in the render function. We'll be updating these as we go. Another thing that I probably will need in here actually, bool has been initialized. I'm gonna set it to false. For now, you can set this to -1. Let's see what else that I need here. We got position, we got this scale, we got velocity. Another thing that probably I do not have. Well, I do have it. Awesome. Great. Trying to figure out what else do I need in this class. We got initialize, update, and yeah. We'll come back after we create the components, but we do. Let's have this created already for us. Another thing that probably I will need also is to be able to set the position. Yeah, flow X, float Y, a float Z. Let's see what else do I need in here. We get some, set scale of course. Set scale, float X. Basically the same thing we have up here. Don't need to rewrite all that again. Probably also wanna copy that and be able to set velocity. Now another thing also, we're gonna have some getter functions as well. Const c vector 3 get position. I don't need the scale. Actually, I do need the scale when I want to render this. Get scale. Get velocity. Definitely, we want to create these as well, and that should be fine. And my positions already get set actually. Velocity set scale. By default, I'm gonna set it to 1 actually. By default. What is it missing? C vector has more than one default constructor. What the? It has one default constructor. C vector class 3 has more than one constructor, huh? I don't get it. Like, why? Is this dripping? There's two different classes, though. I mean, two different constructors. Why is it considered a default constructor? They're two different things. Unless there's something going on here that I don't know about. Something going on. There's something going on. Something going on. So, hmm. For some reason it's crying on me for that. I do not know why it's crying on me, but I'll leave it like that for now. Now by default, since I can do this, I set all of these to zeros. Set all of those to zeros. Oh, wrong parentheses. Should be brackets. Okay, now that I have that, go back in here. M position, M scale, M return, M velocity. M position dot set X, Y, and Z. Copy all of these in here and set M scale and M velocity. Now that we have that set, probably don't need that anymore. Initialize. Update or something I need to add in here. Gotta remember how this is done. There's things that we gotta add in here. I believe it's C vector 3 operator plus equals C vector 3. That should be constant actually. C vector 3 back. Like this or okay, great. So that's what we're gonna do. That's a plus equals, which is what you want to do. You want to set this x to equal plus equals back 3 x. We're gonna do the same thing for the y and z's. We want to copy this a couple more times so that we can do the minus. We can do the multiplying. We can have two different multiplies though. Yes. We have that multiplies. For now, I think I'm just gonna leave it like that. If I need to others, I will add them here. Let's create the other here. Or it's just plus. We'll create another one that it is just minus. Another one here that is gonna be just multiplication. This does not create it. Just create that. I don't need you, bro. You are not needed. And create definitions for these. So we got a plus. It's gonna be somewhat similar to this. Just that we can create a C vector 3 call it temp, set it to set it to this. It's gonna be, oop, what did I do? Wrong button. We update these to be dots. That I don't recall. I don't know if he needs. Yeah. Yeah, it needs to return. Return temp. I think the plus equals is void. I gotta remember all of these. It's been a while. And once you create it once, you never come back, right? I believe. Hold on, this may cry on me though. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, well, this is something else though. So we want to do copy the plus. Going here. And then just do minus on that. The plus equals. Copy that. Put it in here and put minus. And the same thing for multiplication. Oh, I need another one actually. Hold on, I'll create it right now. I need a float to be multiplying to these two as well. Copy all of this. Actually, and instead of a vector, it'll be a float. I just put a scalar. A scalar. And create these, create definitions for these. And it's gonna be the exact same thing as this actually. Just that instead it will be a float. It'll be a scalar. This may return an error. Maybe say something returning local stuff, maybe, or maybe I don't know, to be honest. I gotta look into that. So I want to go back to entity. Oops. Once you finish that, go to update and you put m position plus equals m velocity times dt. And that should work. That shouldn't be it at the moment for this. Documents. Oh, that should be fine. Disregard this error. I believe it should still compile. Even with that error. I don't know why it has that error sometimes, but if you guys can let me know, it'll be great. I think, even though it does say there though, but I've been trying to figure that out before and I couldn't find it. Anyway, so we have the entity class temporarily. We'll be updating these so far as we keep going. There's another thing. Let's create the entity manager. Let's create the entity manager. Create a new class. Call this entity manager. And make sure it's inside the source folder. Let's make sure that it's inside the source folder. So we could do that. If and def. Copy this. Ooh, what happened to this? I didn't see what happened to it. Okay, so what we can have here, we can include the entity, oh, not the engine, the entity class. Go back into Entity Manager, Entity. Inside public, we can, oh, I'm not sure if it matters if it's in public or not, but let's call it friend class, Entity Manager. What this would do, basically, is that I'm gonna be able to grab its constructor. So that this class is able to access this constructor. So what we can do here, we can include, make it simple, create a vector class. So in here, in public, we can have an entity pointer. Say add entity, void, remove entity. We have entity, remove entity. Why is this? E is undefined. Great. Okay, there we go. That was weird. See, remove entity. We will have a void update. Will do t void initialize. Wait, no, render. That should be it for the moment. I'm not sure if I want to initialize. It's just created though. It's just created for now. Or we can go in here, post that into our header file. And here say wow. Wait, I didn't even have that class yet. Forgive me. Private. Go back to the header file. Go to add a private variable and call it std vector. And call it entity pointer. And say entities. So I say here entities dot empty. Gonna make sure it's not empty. So come back to it and make sure it's not empty. What we want to do, we want to say delete entities 0. Make sure we clear it, and then entities. Just pop back, huh? I think you know what this pop back actually. That I believe it removes the and, so make sure it makes that it is at dot size -1. Removes the and just for reassurance, after it breaks out of there, make sure it's clear. Just for reassurance, why not? This in here. Oh, you know another thing. I'll do it right now. Give me a second. The size plus I. Cast that to an int. And just say I initialize. Go back to entity class. And here say m has been initialized equals true. And let's create a header. I get a function for that. I completely forgot about that. Const bool. I probably don't even need to have a const stuff with this, but I probably don't even need to have all of this. And just here say return has been initialized. Because you'll see why. I don't know why I closed that, but you'll see why in a bit. So in here, copy this. And here you're gonna say if has not been initialized, so I'll add it right now. If it has not been initialized, go in here, initialize it, and then we want to update with the T. Copy this. Oops. Then we want to have a render. I may come back to that to add another one. So we want to do for now, probably in the future. Because right now, the thing is about this is that you could either pull it, or that if I destroy one, I actually don't remove it from the list, or maybe I do and add it to a different list, or a disabled list or whatever, and then when you add an entity, find one that's in there and then set it to that. But that's for like more optimization, and at the moment I'm not saying that's not important, but I'm not really gonna do that at the moment. Unless we had like performance hiccups in the future, then we'll come back to it and then we'll update it. But for now we can just keep adding it to the list and remove it for the time being. So we have an entity equals new entity, entities that push back entity, and then return entity. For the time being, remove entity. The great thing about this is that we have entities. We got entity. Well, I don't think I have the get ID, huh? Well, it will be great soon enough. Constant get ID. Can this, because I really don't want to get it if it's private. I want to know if I'm able to get it well, let's find out if it's private. But since I'm friend class, so that I should be able to access it, right? We'll find out right now. Right? Let's find out. Return ID. I guess so. Get ID. Delete it. Yes, I'm able to erase it at that moment. Call it erase. Begin plus entity. Get it. You know what? That's probably not gonna get it. Let's create a copy in the beginning. ID. Just in case the delete function kind of messes it up. I should create a copy beforehand. Remove. Another thing you gotta check here is say if entity equals null, then return. So that's it for this entity class. Gotta figure out where exactly I want to create this. Where exactly? For now, let's just create it in here. I will update it in the future if I do need to update it. For now, let's include it in here. Entity manager. Do I have anything in the constructor? No, I don't care about the constructor then. In here, oops, my bad. Go into the game scene. If you actually left it, you can go and let's add a private variable called Entity Manager. For now, let's just create it in here. If I need to move it in the future, then I will move it. Update DT and render and it release. Yes. Oh, I don't need to release Entity Manager since it's not a pointer. And that's about it. Great. So this is what we're creating here in this class, and in this video. We just created an entity class, and I don't want to. I did say I'm going to make it beefy and everything, right? I did say that. But it is 11 in the night already. It's kind of like. I'm sleepy. That's why I'm talking like really slow and mellow, I guess. But yeah, I'll end the video here. I will make another video again. And in this video, we will create the component class, which will be come back to the entity class. We will add it in there. But yes, I just hope you guys like this video. I apologize, it's gonna be a little bit boring. I completely forgot that this engine did not have this. So, yeah, I did say I did plan on doing it on my own time, but then again, why not do it with you guys since we're doing this together, right? So, I hope you guys don't mind if we going through this. If you have any questions or what I did, let me know. If you feel like I could have done something better, or I could have done this instead, let me know. Feedback is always welcome. I love to learn something new about it. So, it'll be great to learn more about this. And all of this is a learning experience, guys. It's a learning experience. I just hope that you guys like this. Hope you guys gonna like this series. Once the good stuff starts coming in, right? We'll be able to see stuff on the screen. But anyways, like I said, I hope you guys enjoy it. Let other people know about this so they can, learn about this and be able to go along with us together here. If you guys have any questions, like I said, let me know. Write it in a comment, in the description or something. Or another thing, keep track on my Facebook page. I'm sure have it in my description. I hope you guys like it. Like the page. I'm gonna try to do better on it and be able to, keep up with like new updates or anything. And also my Twitter account. I'm not sure if I have it here. Actually, you know what? Don't worry about Twitter. Just worry about Facebook. If you guys have any Facebook stuff. So, but anyways, I'll end the video here. I hope you guys have a great night because I know I will. And I'll see you guys next time. Signing out, guys.